Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare
Maharaj will
Rama
introduce Bhagavad Gita today.
Rama Rama Hare Hare. First of all, offer my millions of obeisances to lotus feet of Asmadya Guru Pad Padma, Nitila Prishta Jagat Guru Shishimad Bhakti-Vidanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Rendi Swami Shishimad Bhakti-Vidanta Dandi Maharaj, Nam Nishta Santa Shri Aniruddhas Prabhuji, all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who are gathered here, please accept my humble obeisance. So we are discussing Bhagavad-Gita, verse number 4.18. Karmanya karmaya pashet akarmani cha karmaya sabudhiman manusheshu sayukta krishna karma krut karmani akarmaya pashet akarmeni cha karmaya sabudhiman manusheshu sayukta krishna karma krut. Karmani in action, akarma inaction. Ya, one who. Pashyet observes. Akarmani in action. Cha also. Karma fruitive action. Ya, one who. Sa he. Buddhiman is intelligent. Manusheshu in human society. Sa he. Yukta is in the transcendental position. Krishna karma krut, although engaged in all activities. One who sees inaction in action and action in inaction is intelligent among men. He is in the transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities. A person acting in Krishna consciousness is naturally free from the bonds of karma. His activities are all performed for Krishna. Therefore, he does not enjoy or suffer any of the effect of work. Consequently, he is intelligent in human society. Even though he is engaged in all sorts of activities for Krishna, akarma means without reaction to work. The impersonalist ceases fruitive activities out of fear, so that the resultant action may not be stumbling block on the path of self-realization. But the personalist knows rightly his position as the eternal servitor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, he engages himself in the activities of Krishna consciousness. Because everything is done for Krishna, he enjoys only transcendental happiness in the discharge of this service. Those who are engaged in this process are known to be without desire for personal sense gratification. The sense of eternal worship, the sense of eternal servitorship to Krishna makes one immune to all sorts of reactionary elements of work. So here, Srila Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Maharaj is actually explaining the deep purport of this verse. So here, he is giving an example. There is a soldier. A soldier is fighting and killing many enemies or killing many persons. But he is not responsible for killing. The same man, when he is not fighting for the country or for the government, if he kills one man, he is hanged. So this is the example. That soldier is on war duty, then he has to kill many enemies. But if he is in a civilian role and he goes to any area within the country and start shooting indiscriminately, then he will be hanged. Try to understand. So, because he's fighting or killing on the order of higher authority, the government, he is not responsible for all those killings. Rather, sometimes he is recognized by giving some medal. So in India, if someone acts very nicely for the country, then he is given this Paramveer Chakra or some medal. Some medal is given like that. Paramveer Chakra or like this. Oh, you have killed so many enemies. Very good. And similarly, if he kills outside the warfield at home, that is also enemy. Nobody kills nobody unless the other is his enemy. But he'll be hanged if he argues in the court that I am in the battlefield, I killed so many enemies, I was given recognition. But at home, I have killed only one enemy and for which I am going to be hanged. The soldier who had animosity with someone in his village or town. He returned after the war duty is over and he fought with his enemy and killed him. So he'll be hanged. But on the war duty, he killed hundreds and thousands of opponents. He is not killed. Rather, he is given a medal. So, what is this law? This argument will not stay. For higher authorities' order, if you do something, you are not responsible. So, here Krishna is telling Arjuna, you kill on my behalf. Then Arjuna is not responsible because he is following the order of Bhagavan. Just like Arjuna. Arjuna was in the beginning not willing to fight. That was his personal satisfaction. He was considering in terms of his personal satisfaction. But later on, the same Arjuna, he wanted to satisfy Krishna and he fought. And he became a great devotee. This is the secret of all activities. We are all parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, our business is to act in such a way that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is satisfied. That is the success of life. That is described in another place in Srimad Bhagavatam. Ataha pumbhir dvijasreshta varnashrama vibhagasha swamustishtasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. This was spoken by Sutta Goswami in the assembly of great saintly persons, Brahmanas. And he addressed the Brahmanas, Dvijasreshta, the best of the Brahmanas. The best of the Brahmanas. Because he is especially addressing the Brahmanas. The thing is that unless one has attained the Brahminical qualification, it is very difficult to understand what is spiritual life, what is spiritual success. Brahma janatiti brahmana, that is also explained. Brahma bhuta prasannatma nashochitana kankshati samasarveshu bhuteshu madbhaktim lavate param. Brahman realized, I am not this body, I am spirit soul, part and parcel of God. When we understand this position, then we are liberated from the reaction of karma or material activities. So Sutta Goswami addressed Dvijasreshta, not only Brahman, but the best of the Brahmans. The best of the Brahmanas means Krishna conscious, one who knows the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahman means one who knows the spirit, distinguished from the matter. Brahma janati iti Brahman. But when he understands the Supreme Brahman, Parabrahma, Krishna, then he actually becomes Brahman Vaishnava. Brahman should advance further to become Vaishnava. Therefore, one who is Vaishnava, he is already a Brahman. This is to be understood. So Sutta Goswami said, oh, the great Brahmanas present here. Brahmanas, atah pumbir dvijasreshta, the best of the Brahmanas, atah pumbir dvijasreshta varnashrama vibhagasha. There are many divisions in human society. There should be divisions of work. The activities of the most intellectual person, that should be a division. That is called Brahman division. The activities of the politicians and administrators, that is called Kshatriya division. The activities of the mercantile people, that is called Vaishya division. An ordinary worker, they get some salary for serving the master. They are called Shudras. So in this way, everybody has got his duty. The Brahman has got his duty, the Kshatriya has got his duty, the Vaishya has got his duty, and the Shudra also. They have got also duty. Similarly, Brahmachari, he has got his duty, and the Grahastha householder, they have got their duties. And Vanaprastha, retired life, they have got their duties. And the sannyasi, renounced order of life, they have got their duties. The first division called Varna, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. And the second division is called Ashrama. So Vedic civilization means Varna and Ashrama. Human society divided into Varnas and Ashramas. So everyone has got his particular duty. Therefore, Suta Goswami says, Atah Umbir Dvijasreshtha, O best of the Brahmanas, Varnashrama Vibhagasha. Every Varna, caste or division of the society, social division. And Ashrama means spiritual division. Varnashrama Vibhagasha. As there are divisions, so Swanistishtasya Dharmasya, everyone got his duty to do something particular. But whether he is perfect in discharging that duty, that may be considered when Swanatishtasya Dharmasya Samsiddhi, perfection. What is that? Haritoshanam. Whether you have satisfied the Supreme Personality of Godhead by your duty. It is very easy to understand. Just like in any office or any place, there is the superior man. So if by one service you satisfy the Supreme, just like in big offices, there is a record of service. What kind of service an employee is rendering to the establishment or to the government, that is recorded and is recognized. So as this is the system in our ordinary life, similarly the human society, they, whether whatever they do, that is right, because everyone has to do something, even for keeping the body and soul together. But after doing something, the activities should be tested. Whether by such activities the Supreme Lord is satisfied, then is freed from the reaction. Govinda Jai Jai Gopala Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. So here Srila Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Maharaj is making a point here. Atah Pumbir Dijasreshta Varnashram Vibhagasha Swanushtistasya Dharmasya Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. There are two kinds of reaction of every activity, pious or impious. Pious activities, that is also bondage, and impious activities, that is also bondage. But above pious or impious activities, there is another activity which is called devotional activity. If one performs devotional activities, he is above the control of this material nature. The material nature is being controlled by three qualities: Sattva gun, Rajogun, Tamogun, goodness, passion, and ignorance. But one who acts on account of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then he becomes freed from the reactions of these qualities. That is called karmani akarma. Although a devotee it may seem that devotee is very active, but his activities are not like material activities to result in some pious result or impious result. Both of them are bondage, pious or impious things. So if we become bound up by pious or impious activities, then we'll have to accept this material body, karma bandhana. And material body, as soon as you accept this material body, you are under the laws of material nature. especially birth, death, old age, and disease. So you become bound up. Therefore, this human form of life is especially meant for to get freedom from this bondage, birth, death, and old age. But people do not understand. Their brain is so packed up with material things that they have become just like animals. They cannot understand. But anyway, unless one Saeva Gokhara, Saeva Gokhara means here, Swami Maharaj is referring to that um, यस्यात्म बुद्धि कुणपे त्रिधातुके स्वरी कलत्रा दिशुभौ मयिज्जति यतीर्थ बुद्धि सलिलेन करहिचित जनेष्वभगेषु सैव गोखरा. Shastra has said Gokhara. Gokhara means animal. Go means cows and Khara means ass. So anyone who is acting on the bodily concept of life without any spiritual understanding, he is no better than an animal. But he is satisfied. The animal is being sent to the slaughterhouse, still he is satisfied. He does not know that I am going to be slaughtered. I am going to be in these flocks. But I will be simply waiting for being slaughtered. So as the animal goes, the cows are being slaughtered, so the animals are being slaughtered. So everyone without spiritual consciousness, without Krishna consciousness, is to be slaughtered by the laws of material nature. You do not know that. Even just like an animal, even if he is slaughtered, he is not sorry. That is the position of the present human society. There is great need of this Krishna consciousness movement. People are so fallen. They are reluctant even to hear about this Bhagavad-Gita, where everything is explained. They are living like animals, so it is our duty to awaken them. That is the Vedic injunction. Vedic injunction is to awaken. They are sleeping, ignorance. Just like when a man sleeps, he is ignorant of everything, what is going on outside. He is sleeping, deep sleeping. So therefore the Vedic injunction, Upanishad says, Uttishtha Jagrata Praptya Varan Nigodata Shurasya Dhara Nishita Duratyaya Durgam Padastat Kavayo Vadanti. Please get up. You have got this human form of body. Now you get up and get out of these clutches of cycle of birth and death. Unfortunately, they have become so dull that they cannot understand. So people should be trained up how to live conscientiously, especially in Krishna consciousness. That will solve the problem of life. Otherwise, he is committing suicide. That is the verdict of Shastra. Now there's a question. One female devotee is asking, you said that if you are performing some activity, that activity must be tested to see if Lord Krishna is pleased. But what is the test? The Swami Maharaj is telling. If the spiritual master is pleased, then Krishna is pleased. That you are singing daily. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado yasya prasada nagati kutopi dhyayam stuvam stasya yashastri sangya vande guru shri charana ravindam. If the spiritual master is pleased, then Krishna is pleased. That is a test. If he is not pleased, then he has no other way. That is very simple to understand. Suppose anyone who is working in the office, the immediate boss is the head clerk, or the superintendent of that department. So everyone is working. If he satisfies the superintendent or the head clerk, then it is to be understood that he has satisfied the managing director. It is not very difficult. Your immediate boss, representative of Krishna, is to be satisfied. Yasya prasada bhagavat prasado yasya prasada nagati kutopi. Therefore, guidance of spiritual master is required. Krishna comes in the form of spiritual master to guide. That is stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Guru Krishna Krupaya Paya Bhakti Lata Bija. So Guru Krupa, mercy of Guru is the mercy of Krishna. And when both of them are satisfied, then our path is clear. Guru Krishna Krupaya Paya Bhakti Lata Bija. Then our devotional service is perfect. So you did not mark this statement in the Gurvashtaka. Yasya prasadat bhagavad prasado yasya prasadanna gati kutopi. Just like this movement was started only for the satisfaction of my spiritual master. He wanted, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted that this movement should be spread all over the world. She ordered many of my god brothers and desired. Even not ordered, he wanted. He sent out some my god brothers to the foreign country to spread, but some of them or other, he was not successful. He was called back. So I thought, let me try this old age. So the only desire was to satisfy the desire of the spiritual master. So I help now. It is coming to be successful. This is Yasya Prasadat Bhagavad Prasad. If we actually are sincere, if we actually sincerely work under the direction of spiritual master, that is satisfaction of Krishna. And Krishna will help us you anyway. Any other question? You should hear, understand things. So your question is answered. Or any doubt you can. That's all. So this is the end of the class here. So one who sees inaction in action, this was the words today, and action in inaction, is intelligent among men, and he is in the transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities. Karmani akarmaya pashe, akarmani chakarmaya, sabuddhiman manusheshu, sayukta krishna karma kru. So here, the subject matter is very easy and all difficult also. The example is given, just like a boy flying kite, and with that, what is called reel, he is doing like that. But in one way, the kite is coming down, and in another way, the kite is going up. And one who is seeing from outside, he sees only the boy is moving the reel. That's all. So here you see that those who know how to fly a kite, there's a reel with a thread, and the thread is tied to the kite. So sometimes the movement of the reel, the kite will come down or kite will go up. But someone who's seeing from distance the kite will not know what the boy is doing with the reel, how he's moving the reel, and that is he's maneuvering the kite properly, up or down. So similarly, unless one is intelligent, he cannot understand what is karma and what is akarma. That is the whole subject matter of Bhagavad-Gita. Arjun was thinking that I am going to commit some sinful activities by killing my kinsmen. The other side, my brothers, my nephews, my master, my grandfather, and so many relatives. He was seeing sinful activity in that fight. So long there is deliberation on sinful and pious activities, that is called karma. Karma has got two results, either suffering or enjoyment. Of course, in this material world, there is no enjoyment. But with the hope of enjoyment, we agree to suffer, and that is called enjoyment. Just like a businessman, he is working very hard whole day and night. He gets some profit, say 2 lakhs. He thinks that he is very happy, he is enjoying, but actually he is working very hard. But because he has no knowledge, he is thinking that I am profiting, I am making profit. This is my happiness. But in the Shastras, those are working so hard simply for some self gratification, especially in Western countries, we have seen this is very factual. Even very old man is working very hard, very big business magnate, very big politician, working very hard. And at night he goes to the nightclub, pays $50 for entrance fee, and then he spends for wine and women lots of money. So this is his happiness. Even old man, 80 years old, he's also going to the club. Because in the material world, the happiness means wine and women. That's all. Janmaithunadi gruhamedi sukham hitucham kanduyanena karayo rivadukha dukham. Lord Maharaj said that the gruhamedi attached to this material life, gruhamedi, gruha means compact in a room. So I am the living entity, spirit soul. I am compact within this body, encaged. I am encaged within this universe. This is also compact. So one who is attached to this compact position, packed up in the body or within this universe, they are called Gruhamedi. Apashyatam atmatattvam gruheshu gruhamedinam. Apashyatam atmatattvam gruheshu gruhamedinam. They cannot see what is Atma Tattva, self-realization. Apashyatam Atma Tattvam Griheshu Gruhamedina. So we are working very hard to become very happy, but that is not possible. That is not possible. We are making deliberation. This is pious activities, this is impious. That is also good. Doing things blindly, that is another thing. But if one has this deliberation, this is sinful activity and um, uh, this is not a sinful activity, he is better than them. But there is another position which is beyond this sinful activity and pious activity, and that is called akarma. Akarma means there is no result, either sinful or pious. That is akarma. And karma means there is result, either pious result or impious result. That is called karma. So we have already discussed in the second chapter that Krishna says how karma should be done in summarizing. Yajnarthat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. If you work for yajna, yajna means to satisfy Lord. That is yajna. Yajna. The human society is required to perform yajna. That is described in the second chapter. Yajnartha karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. Yajna shishtasana santo muchante sarva kil vishayi. Punjate tu agam papam ye pachante tu atma karana. Therefore, our life should be trained up, educated in such a way that all the activities should be conducted for yajna. Yajna means to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yajnarthe for satisfaction. This is Vedic civilization. That Vedic civilization, the whole Vedic civilization, aim is to satisfy the Supreme. That is Vedic civilization. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. The division is there. But the whole aim is to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But at the present moment, we are so educated. We do not know what is the meaning of Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is our position. We do not know even the meaning. We do not know what is Vishnu and how to satisfy him. What is the meaning of Yajna? All forgotten. That is not Vedic civilization. Vedic civilization begins by performing yajna for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord Vishnu. That is prescribed in the Varnashram. We are recognized outside the world as Hindus. The Hindu word is a foreign word. Actually, India's position or Bharatiya civilization is Varnashram Dharma. This question was put by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he was talking with Sri Rai Ramananda. This Ramananda Rai was governor of Madras under the region of Maharaj Prataprudra of Odisha. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a sannyasi. Ramananda Rai belonged to the second class. He was not a Brahman. In Odisha, Karana, they are accepted as Shudras. So he belonged to that community, Karana community. But he was so learned in spiritual education that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu agreed to talk with him about spiritual advancement of life. So the first question was that, what is the method of progress in human life? Sadhya sadhan. So Ramananda gave him this information. Varnashrama charvata purushena parapuman Vishnu aradhate panthananya tattoshakaranam. नहीं यहाँ पे बाद में कुछ काम में आ जाता है नहीं मुझे लेकर याद रखिए मैं कुछ लगेगा मैं बोल दूंगा हरे धन्यवाद वर्णाश्रमाचरता पुरुषेण परपुमान् विष्णुर आराध्यते पंथा नान्यत् तत्तोष कारणम्. Because human life is meant for understanding position of Vishnu and his position. What is the relationship with Vishnu and how to achieve the highest success of life? Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojan. These things are there. The whole subject matter of Vedas are these three things. What is our relationship with God? First of all, we must know what is God. Then we must know what is our relationship with God. And if we act according to that relationship, then our aim of life is fulfilled. Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojan. Sambandha means relationship, and Abhideya means the activities, and Prayojana means the ultimate goal of life. So the ultimate goal of life is to understand Vishnu. Nati vidu swartha gatim hi Vishnu durashaye bhairarthamanina yandhathandeir upaniyamana te pishatantya urdamni badhya. So nowadays, Even in formerly, there were persons, they did not know what is the goal of life because it is a material world. In the material world, the sense gratification program is very prominent. But we do not know that by the program, karma of sense gratification, we become entangled. Therefore, that sense gratification process is regulated. In the Veda, that is regulated. Just like our sense gratification program is Loke Vyavaya Amisha Madhya Seva. There are the very prominent program for sense gratification. What is that? Vyavaya. Vyavaya means sex life. Amisha means eating fish and meat. And Madhya Seva, intoxication. This is the general tendency of anyone who is in the material world. And in the Western world, it is very prominent. In our country, it was not prominent, but now the program is make it prominent, eat more meat, drink wine, and work very hard. This is the program going on. The leaders are recommending. So actually, there is tendency already. Amisha Madhya Seva, Vavaya Misha Madhya Seva. So if you encourage them more, then they become entangled more and more. The Manu Samhita says, Praruttiresha Bhutanam Nivrittistu Mahaphala. That is the general tendency. But if it has to be minimized, because in the spiritual position, there is no such thing. Every ordinary student who are trying to make progress in spiritual life, they are not interested. Amisha Madhya Seva. They are not interested. This is practical. Even these European and American boys, they are accustomed to Vyavayam Amisha Madhya Seva, keeping boyfriend, girlfriend, drinking and intoxication, and gambling and meat eating. Everything. They were accustomed from childhood, but they have given up. Praruttiresha Bhutanam Nivrittistu Mahaphala. That is the general tendency. The Vedic civilization tries to control. You have got tendency for sex life, make it regulated by marriage ceremony. This is Vedic civilization. Not that like cats and dogs, you meet together and have sex life. No, that is not, that is recommended in the Bhagavad-Gita. Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bhartarshapa. Which is not against religious principles, that kind of sex life. Krishna says, I am that sex life. So nothing is denied, but everything should be regulated. That is human form of life. That regulative principle begins from the Varnashram Dharma. 4 kinds of Varnas and 4 kinds of Ashramas. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. These are Varnas. Chatur Varnam Maya Srishtam Gunakarma Vibhagasha. This program is chalked out by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You cannot neglect it, then the karmas will topsy-turvy. So we discuss elaborately the commentary and lecture of Srila Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Maharaj about this particular verse, 4.18, because this is actually a little complicated verse. What is karma? What is akarma? So basically, akarma means bhakti, which has no reaction, and karma means pious activities or impious activities. So we should not do na dharmam shutikana niraktam kilakuru praje radha krishna prachura paricharya mihatanu shachi sunam nandishwara pati sutatve guruvaram mukunda preshtatte paramajasrananu smaramanaha. Shall quickly read what Srila Gurudev says about this verse. Karmanya karmaya pashet akarmani cha karmaya sabuddhiman manusheshu sayukta krishna karma kuru. Karmanya karmaya pashet akarmani cha karmaya sabuddhiman manusheshu sayukta krishna karma kuru. Saha, that buddhiman, intelligent person, manusheshu, among mankind, ya, who, pashet, can see, akarma, inaction, karmani, within action, cha, and yaha, who sees, karma, action, akarmani, within inaction, is yukta, transcendentally situated, although krit, the performer, krishna karma of all activities. One who sees action in non-action and non-action in action is truly wise among men and transcendentally situated, even though he performs all sorts of actions. Sarartha Varshini Prakashika. Of the 3 types of karma, the tattva of karma and akarma is explained in this shloka, beginning with the word karmani. Personalities such as Janak Maharaj, who were pure in heart did not take sannyas, although they were endowed with jnana. Instead, they performed akarma by following Nishkam Karma Yoga. Those who can see that such actions are not karma are themselves not bound by karma. A karma sannyasi whose heart is impure, who lacks tattva jnana, and who possesses mere intellectual knowledge of Shastra can only deliver exalted speeches. But those who can see karma in the karma of such sannyasis and who realize that bondage to karma leads only to a miserable destination are actually wise. The pure-hearted person mentioned above performs all types of karma but does not accept karma sannyas. On the other hand, there are so-called karma sannyasis who consider themselves to be knowledgeable, but who are actually proud and garrulous. Proud and garrulous. They do not seek higher association and follow instructions, and they only praise themselves. Those impure-hearted persons suffer miserably. Shri Bhagavan has said, Yastu asamyata shadvarga prachandendriya sarthi sarathi jnana vairagya rahitas Dandam upajivati suran atmanam atmastham nishnate mancha dharmaha avipakva kashayo asma anusmacha vihiyate. Sometimes a person who is bereft of jnana and vairagya makes a show of accepting tridanda, a symbol of sannyas, to maintain his life. This is condemned if his intelligence. We should direct the senses instead controlled by the fiercely strong senses and by the six invincible enemies, lust, anger, greed, illusion, pride and envy. Such a person is the killer of his own soul. Completely immersed in endless material desires, he denies the worshipable devas, his own self and even me, who am situated within his heart. Thus he is ruined both in this world and in the next. Sarartha Varshini Prakashika Bhakti. All karma performed by a Nishkam Karma Yogi is a karma, inaction, in the form of karma sannyas. Renunciation of fruits of action, karma tyag, constitutes his performance of Nishkam Karma. Although Nishkam Karma Yogis perform all types of actions, they are not considered to be karmis, fruitive workers. For them, karma and akarma are the same. On the other hand, so-called jnanis who have artificially renounced their prescribed duties, karma sannyas, but whose conduct is poor, durachari, due to their impure hearts, who are proud and who praise themselves, suffer miserable consequences. So here we have read this verse purport by Srila Gurudev, a very important verse. We will stop here today for the Bhagavad-Gita. Let's cover maybe one shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam. I would like to ask what particular verse of Srimad Bhagavatam we are at.
Okay, 1 minute, Maharaj. Sorry, where did we stop at? Bhagavad-Gita. Let me just go.
Pardon me?
So, verse point out, Bhagavatam. First verse 6, chapter 6:12.
6:12, huh? Okay.
Yes. Maharaj, Bhagavad-Gita, where did you stop?
Yeah. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudire nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya